Have you become so focused on what's next that you forgot to honor and give thanks for what already is? Hello, hi, and welcome to another session of Spirit Tea and Talk. Listen, the sun is out today. The sun is out in the UK. And if you're not experiencing sun where you are, sorry for you. Sorry for you. I'm having a ball. Listen, got the shoulders out. The sun is on me. Okay, I'm having me a good time. The sun's been beaten. I'm not one of those people who complain about the sun in the UK. Like, I know it can be diabolical. It can be a lot, but I would always rather be too hot than too cold. So I'm just enjoying it while it's here because I know by the time I blink, it's going to be raining, it's going to be cold. So I'm just here to enjoy it while it's here. Today, I wanted to talk about what happens when desire makes us blind to what's already present, right? The messages that Spirit's brought out on this has been really insightful, really good messages. So yeah, I'm ready to get into it. Spirit's here. I got my tea. Let's talk. Today I've got this is a cranberry and blood orange blend, and I've sweetened it with some honey. I know it's hot, but I'm gonna still always have my tea, okay? I'm gonna have my tea. But I do also have my water here today. Because you've got to stay hydrated. Got to stay hydrated, darling. Got to. So, I realized recently, yeah, that I haven't actually been upholding my gratitude practice. Like, I'm not going to say at all because I do practice gratitude. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for the things I have. I am grateful for the way things work out for me. But I am not going to sit here and tell a single fib. I find I've been complaining more than I've been grateful. That's the truth. I'm not here to lie to nobody because who's going to beat me? Okay? I'm here to tell the truth. I've been complaining more than I've been grateful. And not like I'm whinging every day. But like I'll be having conversations and I'll be like, oh, I wish this was more like this. Oh, I don't feel comfortable with this. Or I wish this was more like that. Like there was always this. I've been doing I wish a lot. Yeah, I've been doing wish a lot. And the other day, I felt Spirit kind of like going on me, like you're mocking it. Like they was like you're mocking it. Look around you at what you have. Look at what you have in your life. The things that you have, people are crying for. The life that you've been able to live, the things you've been able to experience, people are praying they can even do half of the things. Yeah, you may not be at, where some people are, but there's always going to be someone who's further ahead than you. There's always going to be someone who's got more than you. Same way there's always going to be someone who's got less than you. Do you know what I'm saying? So why are you so focused on what you don't have? And why are you so focused on I wish, versus being like, you know what, no, actually, I'm grateful. Because one thing I found myself doing is like I'm grateful, but thank you, but what? But nothing. Thank you. It's a full sentence. I'm grateful. Full sentence. There don't need to be no but. There don't need to be no but. But I kept finding a reason to add a but. And it really got me thinking as I sat down, I was reflecting, I was praying, and like I said, they flogged me. They was like, you're being very, very ungrateful. And I was like, you know what? Word. And that got me thinking about that lack of upholding my gratitude practice and why that was happening. And the word practice really, really stuck out to me, that word of like practicing gratitude. I'm not a stranger to practicing gratitude. I've practiced gratitude a lot in my life. And I had to sit down and be like, why in this season does my practice of gratitude seem to be just not up to par? Like I'm thankful, but am I thankful? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful, but am I as thankful as I could be? Why am I always searching for what next? Why am I always like, the next level? So going back to that thing of practice and thinking of what does practice really mean? Like, what is a practice? To practice implies to show consistency. To practice implies repetition and intention. And when I sat and I thought about, okay, have I been consistently practicing gratitude? Have I been repetitive in my gratitude practice? It's been scanty, right? Has the intention to be truly grateful been present? I would say yes, but I feel like I'd be lying. The answer is no, because I've been so heavily focused on other things. And I realized by being so focused on what I want and what's next and what's missing and what I don't have, I haven't really been honoring what actually exists for me. And I'd really been overlooking what I have. Like, even when it comes to things I have, I'd be like, yeah, but this is not good enough. This could be better. Like I said, people are crying for what you have, but you're focused on it could be better, it could be. Have you finished giving thanks for what it is? Right. When I'm realizing I'm overlooking what I already have, it started me thinking about like what that looks like, that always chasing the next thing, always wanting more, comparing timelines, and I think it all kind of leads to this culmination of like an emotional scarcity that is not beneficial in, oh, I'm so gassy, sorry. An emotional scarcity that's not beneficial in actually not just getting us to where we want, but preparing us to get to where we need to be. And if we're not prepared to be where we need to be, we ain't gonna get there anytime soon, So I started thinking about how like ambition and longing for different things. Insert what you ambish for. Is that word? What you ambition for, what you long for. Insert it here, right? I started thinking about how all of those things and the thinking of all of those things can lead to a lack mindset, and how that can quietly disconnect us from gratitude, right? And so when I sat with Spirit and I asked the question, like, okay, God, what's up? Like, what do we need to know when it comes to this lack mindset? When it comes to this lack consciousness, what is it that we need to be aware of? And the message that came out immediately was we need to withdraw from lack consciousness. And the message on the card that I drew, it says, a fish that can see its water getting shallow cannot be stranded. And I thought that was such a good parable, because it's basically saying, like, if we're aware, if we are present and we're rooted in gratitude of what's in our lives, we will notice any shifts in our existence before crisis becomes a problem, right? Being in a state of gratitude, living in a reality grounded in gratitude, it creates awareness. It creates awareness. So when we're thinking about the things we have ambition for, the things we long for, ambition and longing aren't an issue. They're not an issue. But if all we think about is what we have ambitions for, what we long for, and how we don't have those things, and so now we're now, that's when we're moving into the lack mindset and moving into a lack consciousness. When things start moving in a way that we need to be paying attention to, when there are things that we need to be aware of that can help us reach our ambition or get what we long for, if we're so stuck in the lack consciousness of it all, we miss it. But if we're practicing gratitude and we're truly grateful for what exists in our lives, we're aware of what we have. So when there's an opportunity for more, when there's an opportunity to progress, when there's an opportunity to seize what we want and what we long for, and that opportunity is present, we'll be aware of it, because that gratitude has helped us to create an awareness mindset. We now live in an awareness consciousness versus a lack consciousness. Lack, high key, creates tunnel vision. And tunnel vision ain't terrible in everything, but in this particular case, it's no good. It's not good. It's good. It's good to have tunnel vision in certain cases, but in this one, it's not good. Because if we've got tunnel vision and your tunnel vision is solely focused on what you don't have, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have that. Okay, so you're going, I don't have this, you move forward. I don't have this, you move forward. As you're moving, you're passing by the things that you want. They're right there, but you can't see them because you're so focused on the lack. And you feel like, oh, if I just keep it this way, if I keep going that way, I'm going to get it. But you're just walking down the road of lack continuously. Spirit said withdraw from that lack consciousness. Spirit said withdraw from that lack consciousness. Move out of the urgency culture. Step out of hustle culture for a second. Just for a little sec. Step out of it. The other message that came out said quick work is not always good work. Quick work is not always good work. Yeah. We live in a time of instant gratification. Everything has to be now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. And again, I'm going to stand on it. It's not that I'm saying that's bad though, because me too. I used to want everything quick. I'm not going to say pretend. It's human nature. I want things now. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that everything isn't supposed to be had now. It's not because we can't have it now, but it's just not necessarily the time, right? And so we're always like, okay, no, what's next? Hustle, instant gratification. Before we've even celebrated one win, like we would have done something good, we would have done something amazing. Speaking for myself specifically, because Lord knows I am guilty. I'm guilty of this, yeah? Before I've even celebrated one win, before we've even finished celebrating this one thing that's taken us time to get to, something that we've chased and worked hard, put time, effort, energy into achieving, into doing, into receiving, into maintaining, into having, yeah? We finally got it. But the culture we live in doesn't allow us much time. The practice of the culture we live in doesn't allow us much time to be like, yeah, I did that. No, we'll start thinking, okay, what next? Now, before you've even finished celebrating this one, you'll be looking at chasing the next one. I feel like somewhere along the line, I don't know where along the line this happened, but somewhere along the line, it became normal. It feels like we were taught that to pause, to stop, and smell the flowers equated to falling behind. But what Spirit was really clear about is that like gratitude requires you to pause. Like real gratitude requires you to just take a beat, pause, and actually be in the gratitude. That gratitude practice I spoke of, to practice gratitude means to stop for a second and be in the gratitude. Practice the gratitude. The practice of gratitude looks like looking at what you have, naming it, calling it by name, and saying, yo, I'm thankful for this. Why am I thankful for that thing? I appreciate this. Why do I appreciate that thing? Look at literally counting your flowers. One of the messages that came up was literally saying, like, look up. We're so heads down focused all the time. Like productivity, achievement. That we don't even say, look up and see what's around you. Look up and see what you've built. Look up and see what you've made of yourself. The life you've built. The love you've cultivated. The beauty that's around you. It's easy to be thinking, I want more, I want next. When you've not even taken a chance to stop and be like, wait, oh shit, no, I did that. Look up. Give yourself your flowers and smell the flowers you've already planted around you. You can plant more tomorrow. But for today, look up and be proud of yourself. Be grateful to yourself for how far you've brought you. Be grateful to God for how far you've been brought. Give thanks to your spirit team and say, you know what? Thank y'all. Like, thank you, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Including you, because you also did the work. Look around, smell the flowers. Lift your head up from the productivity for 1 second. And this one is loud for me because I beat myself up when I feel like I'm not being productive enough. If I'm not doing enough, I'm like, no, I didn't do enough today. Oh no, I wasn't productive. Honestly, I think I need to retire the word productive from my vocabulary. I need to ban it from my life. I feel like that's what I need to do. Because that word productive, it's like a noose around my neck. Oh, I wasn't productive today. I beg. Sometimes lie down. Sometimes take a day off. You know what I mean? It's not every day. So it feels like difficult to do because it's like, there's so much you want to achieve. There's so much you want to do. You have to be productive. You know what? There's productivity in resting. There's productivity in being grateful for what you have. There's productivity in, again, looking up and smelling the flowers. Because in looking at what you've created and looking at what you've got and being thankful for it, it also helps you to remember, like, yo, I did that. How did I do that? Okay, run it back. We do it again. You know? Be proud of yourself. Be grateful to yourself. Give yourself your flowers. You don't want to miss the life you've created because you're trying to build more life. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that you've done up till now is something that you built. Drag me. Everything that you've done till now is life that you have built brick by brick. Okay? You built this shit brick by brick. And before you've even got to enjoy the house you've built, you're trying to build the next house. Can you go and enjoy this one first? Give yourself time to enjoy, okay? This life now one. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Be grateful to yourself for what you've achieved. And know that, bro, if you've done it once, you could do it again. That's one thing I do live by. If I've done it once, I could do it again. So if I want more, I can have more. But if I'm not being grateful for what I have, like I said, when the opportunity for more presents itself, it's easy to miss it because you're not focusing where you should be focused. You're not looking where you should be looking. Your spirit is not aligned. You are supported. You are supported in your dreams. You're supported in your goals. You're supported in your ambitions. So you have permission to be grateful for what you have and what's to come. And taking it back to, you have permission to move out of the lack consciousness. Something we as spiritual people say often is, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm guided, right? But we can say that, but when we're living in that lack consciousness and not practicing that gratitude for real, actually we start to live in this constant space of anxiety, this space of scarcity, this space of urgency. And that begs the question of, do we actually believe that we are safe, protected, and guided? I keep having these technical difficulties. The sun is murking my camera, so it keeps turning off. So let's try to wrap this up. I realized a while ago that gratitude is evidence of trust. Right now, my gratitude practice may not be on top, but traditionally, I've been really good at my gratitude practice, and I think that's a big factor on why I've been able to achieve as much as I've achieved. Like, live the life I've lived, do the things I've done, love the way I've loved, be loved the way I've been loved. And I can definitely see the difference in life when I'm not as consistent in my gratitude practice, right? So yeah, I do feel like gratitude is evidence of trust. Your trust in spirit, your trust in your spirit team, your trust in yourself. I feel like gratitude is evidence of that. When a song that helps me ground in my gratitude is by an artist called Londrell. It's called Gratitude. Fantastic song. It feels like gratitude. You know, I feel like it embodies a gratitude practice, and it's something I used to play every day. Like, I'd play it every morning, and you know what? Spirit is saying I need to start doing that again, so I will do that and start my morning with gratitude. Okay? Gratitude as an evidence of trust. I feel like that's the case because gratitude says, I trust what is here. I trust what exists in my life. I trust what is unfolding, around me. I trust that I am supported. I feel like gratitude helps you to align your existence with your wanting. It aligns your existence with your longing, your desires, I'm not one to ever say pretend that you don't want. Like, what? To be human is to want. We want shit. Okay? Especially if you're an ambitious human, you've seen more for your life. You want more for your life. Like, You want the stuff, you go get the stuff abundantly, period, right? So I'm not ever saying don't pretend you don't want more for yourself. What we need to be doing though is aligning what we want and underscoring it with gratitude. Like it's about being honest with what we want and being grateful for what we have. And I feel like those two can coexist. They should coexist because in being honest about what you want and being grateful for what you have, you create this energy that allows for going to get it and for it to becoming like real in existence. And so that when you do achieve that next thing you want, that new thing you want, that next level up, you won't lose it or you won't neglect it or mistreat it or anything like that because you know how to be grateful for the things that exist in your life. So wanting more for yourself doesn't make you ungrateful. Desiring more in your life doesn't make you ungrateful. Forgetting what you already have, that is where you could be coming across ungrateful. And we need to not be doing that. We need to not be doing that. We need to not, in the pursuit of wanting more, don't forget and neglect what you have. That's it. So, the closing question here. What's in your life, deserves more gratitude from you right now? How can you practice more gratitude in your life? And how can you build a consistent, rather, what does a consistent gratitude practice look like for you moving forward? Think about it and get it done. And that's it. The tea is finished. I'm out. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next session.